Charles Dutoit, it is such a pleasure to meet you on this very special occasion in the run-up to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra's 70th birthday celebrations. I wanted to ask you first, what do you think the RPO's unique selling point is? What do you think distinguishes it from other orchestras?
Well, I mean, you know, every orchestra today has to survive and do things, you know, in order to just go on. And the RPO is a very flexible orchestra, can do anything, you know, film music or jazz or, you know, very serious stuff like concerts we gave last night. This is what makes an orchestra great. Orchestra today is the possibility of being flexible and do everything. And I think it's extremely important for the future of any orchestra and of course the RPO.
How do you feel their sound strikes you these days? Is there a particular quality that you enjoy in their actual playing?
Well, you see, let me tell you first that I have known the orchestra for 50 years. Actually, in next May, I will celebrate 50th anniversary of my first concert at the Festival Hall, which took place in May 1966, I remember. And that was quite an amazing time, you know, in London, remember, yeah, with the people with hats like that, and the girls with mini skirt, and the Beatles and so on, and it was an exciting time. And I remember these rehearsals. I don't remember where they took place, which has been always a mystery for me, that everyone is going, you know, to places to rehearse. And then you have to form a sound with an orchestra, rehearsing in one hall one day and another hall next day, and in the concert hall, the day of the concert, is sometimes extremely puzzling for a conductor to see how to rehearse in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
One of the really big attractions of coming to the RPO was the chance to be working regularly with Charles Dutoit. I've always been, since I was a youngster, a big admirer of his and the amazing recordings he's done, and it is really quite a privilege to work with somebody who has such a vast knowledge and experience of the music that we're performing.
One of the great events of my association, the orchestra, is the fact that I made my very first commercial recording here for a big label, for Deutsche Grammophon, and that was in 1970. And that was actually with Master Argerich. We recorded the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto in Croydon. And this recording is still on the market. It's one of the reference records. And the orchestra was, you know, played splendidly. And always had this incredible association with the orchestra, with my heart, but, you know, professionally, but also as a human being, you know. These musicians are really fantastic. And I can say these days, like recently, we had a tour. I played again in England with the orchestra, which I hadn't done in many years. And, you know, it's the feeling of working with these musicians is so wonderful. First of all, the concentration, the quality of the playing, and the speed of you know, the rehearsals go so fast, and we can achieve things so quickly. So, you know, this is a history that is in my heart.
sound that he can get from the orchestra. It takes a while to get that, you know, but he's the kind of guy who will never give up until he gets what he wants.
What do you feel about the 70th anniversary? There's a big concert coming up on I think the 19th of September.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What are you going to do and what are you looking forward to about this event?
Well, you see, let me tell you, it's a great year for all of us here because it's the 70th anniversary of the orchestra, but it will be my 80th birthday. So we were going to prepare a concert at the Albert Hall where the orchestra plays very much. And I play with them at the proms every year. And we have prepared the program with Marta, who has accepted to be with us for, you know, this big common celebration. And of course also Pinchas Zukerman, who is principal guest conductor and who conducts the orchestra abroad a lot. He has done a lot recently, an important tour in Spain, also in the United States. And so that's it. We are going to, Marta is going to play the Schumann concerto. Pinky is going to play and conduct at the same time, as he does usually, with the Bruch concerto. And I will, at the end, do one of my favorite pieces, the Firebird, you know, which I look forward to doing, of course, with the orchestra. We are playing regularly this music. You know, for instance, next September in Montreux, in the festival, we are going to give 3 concerts and play the 3 big ballets by Stravinsky. That is Firebird, first concert, with Marta again. The second concert will be Petrushka, with Kabakos as a soloist before. And the third concert we will play The Rite of Spring, with Trifonov as a soloist. So this is going to be quite a weekend, you know. There. That's it.
Where do you feel that the Royal Philharmonic and also London fit on the world stage at the moment? You have such a perspective on your travels.
Yeah, you see, the world has changed so much. You know, there were specificities at the time when every orchestra belonged to a city with a certain sound and association with the music director and so on. Now the world is open to everyone. Everyone is traveling so much. And when I see a season of the Royal Philharmonic, what they do, you know, with either with me or with other conductors, and they go everywhere. You know, it's unbelievable. We have been in residence in China for 4 years, and we also have had a big tour last 2 years ago. We're playing in Japan, Korea, and also China. We go to the United States. The orchestra goes every year. We went everywhere in Europe. You know, practically in every country. So. What can I say? You know, so an orchestra is presenting itself in the world, and the fact that it's called the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, of course, plays a big role. The orchestra has this title in its, you know, this word in its title is, I think it's important. And the orchestra is highly respected in the world, has made so many recordings, and I've done several records with them since the first one, Tchaikovsky with Marta. We have done many others. And I think the orchestra is highly respected in the world.
I'm curious to know also, Charles, what do you love about London as a city and as a musical centre?
Oh, London, I love London. You know, I've been all my life here since I came first time in 1962 here, 4 years before my debut with the orchestra. It's a great city, you know, it has this kind of appeal. It's beautiful. I like the people. I like the manners. I like the, you know. So I really love to come here. Unfortunately, I cannot live here because I'm traveling all my life. I've been associated with orchestras elsewhere. So so I would have loved to come here and live in London, but didn't work this way. So anyway, but I really love to come here.